Alright, remember this album? When I told you that this album was so special, and I mentioned that the Beatles, 1969, were all over it, but they were all over every album. An incredible number, and to be honest with you, I moved most of these great albums that I got the other day, about 2 weeks ago now. I moved them over to Leonard because Leonard and I are planning to have a company. I have a name for it, an assumed name and everything like that. We're working on getting the credit cards to be able to take purchases. And essentially what I'm going to do is hand out a list of what's available every week, because I'll take a couple of days a week and I'll put 12-15 hours a day because I'm a nut and can work that way, and acquire lists from literally hundreds of locations around the nation. I don't use them all because a lot of them suck, but there are a few, and I find some every once in a while that have amazing albums available, and I will either take the risk myself and buy them and then record them and then put them on sale just the same way Patrick the Archivist, the vinyl archivist, does, and most of you guys do, in fact, for many of you, because I don't know, it's what I do. And then resell them to try to pay for those costs and get more. And then Leonard, of course, will receive the benefit of most of the extra monies, if you know, because I hope that we'll make enough. So because he's storing the stuff, he's doing a lot of work, and he's had a place for 60 years, a storefront. Anyway, let's go on with it because I can get caught up in this. Here's Discotheque Volume 2. I wish I had this album in Volume 1. The reason why I mention it is because it's really an instrumental, and amazing. This is the kind of stuff that you want as a test record. But I wanted to show you how many of the songs, like here's the Beatles, I Feel Fine. This album is like listening to Austin Powers. In fact, honestly, this album to me is darn close to the, having, Austin Powers in the 1990s, but this albums were out in 67, 8, 9, and maybe earlier than that, because the songs on this list are pretty much like almost mid 60s, but it has that Austin Power feel times 10, and I can't imagine, but this is kind of great. I don't know, I enjoy this. Here's a Capitol Records album called Lord Sitar, and the sitar is played as if it were an instrument in the United States, and of course, look what we got. More Beatles songs. Beatles songs like If I Were a Rich Man, and then it has many other. I'm the Walrus on it, and then it has a number of songs from the era that were popular, such as Daydream Believer, and I Can See for Miles by, believe it or not, the Byrds. So, it's just really something. I'm not crazy about this album, but look at the sweetness. Look at how sweet. All these albums were just like this that I got from that couple that I mentioned, that I saved their marriage by taking their albums. I saved their marriage. And and here's another, the is that right? No, it's the Chacksfield. I was going to say is the Crackheads play the Beatles song book, and here it is. Look at this, just the whole list, and these were expensive records for their era, and incredibly well recorded. I talked to a couple of people that do reviews on records and stuff, and they all agreed that this is like another incredible album for dancing and stuff like that, kind of like Discotheque Volume 2. And look at the songs that they're doing. This Guy's in Love with You, MacArthur Park, Blowing in the Wind, By the Time I Get to Phoenix, Honey, Mrs. Robinson, The Box, Time. It's just, and I think it's one of the few ones that doesn't actually have a Beatles song in it that I noticed. But look at that. Look at those people just ready to dance and sing, and it's great. So, and you can see when you open up the albums, most of them, not all of them, I'm not sure if this one will. Oh, there we go. Most of them sort of like have this. Sometimes they'll have a piece of paper here that you can actually, and it basically describes how the way they get it, what kind of studio they put together, and why this recording is so amazing. And just, you know, fun stuff like that. So just wanted to give you kind of a real quick look at that and go on to the next one.